episode. Gas Network presents sports for the culture.
I'm here with the family.
Bryce, XXV, Double I,
Rome,
D-Malo,
Gruff Lion,
T-Boogie, man.
to the greatest sports show on the planet, La Familia. Hope y'all ready for a ride.
can't wait to hear what you guys got to say.
Hey, I love it. It's the best intro of the year right there, man. But it's your man T-Boogie, man. Back, we got another exciting episode. It's only Three Musketeers right now. We'll figure it out. We get my man G on a little later. But before we get started, let me introduce the fellas. Top left.
What up to everybody tuning in at home? Scruff Line, GoodAssSports. Brought back some classics. I used to like the full element set. It's the evolution. I got the old OG mic back, man. I'm sitting back in my seat. I'm feeling good. This is my vibes for today. You feel me?
Don't care, Bear.
That's the vibes we on tonight, man. So it's gonna be a good night. It's gonna be a good ass night, actually.
Yes, sir. I see my man D Money in the building early too. What up, D Money? Hey, top right. Introduce yourself.
At Bryce, XXV, Double I, a.k.a. Mr. Big Leaguer, a.k.a. my mama's favorite gas panelist. It's a good show. It's a good show, man. Y'all know what we do every Tuesday. Tune in. All the gasaholics worldwide. Let's get it.
Okay. Gasaholics, gasamaniacs, gas holes, whatever y'all want to be, man. Man, we got a lot of sports. We got a lot of culture. Let's jump into all of it, man. But first, let's start with NBA Finals. NBA Finals. Suns are up 2-1. Bucks had a strong showing at home. How do you guys think the rest of the series is going to go?
I think it's going to go just like I predicted, man. I'm still saying 7. I still think it's 7.
7 for who? For the folks that wasn't here when you made your predictions.
I said 7 for the Bucks. I said 7 for the Bucks, and I was leaning Bucks because I felt like the Bucks are a little more battle tested than these young Suns. Don't get me wrong, the Suns do have Chris Paul. We know that, grizzled vet. But the Bucks over the last 3 years may be the most winningest team in the NBA if I'm remembering things correctly. I didn't pull up the Alliance Sports Bureau on that, but if I remember it correctly, they're the most winningest team that I remember over these last three or so seasons. The Suns have kind of come out of nowhere a little bit. Don't get me wrong, they had a nice showing in the bubble last year, but they have not been a team of this caliber yet. They were still best team in the West all season. It's no question, you know what I mean? And they showed it by making it to the finals. But I think the Bucks in the crunch time, they know their formula a little bit better than the Suns do. And I think it showed last game. I mean, you talking about a 20-point victory. Every other game in the finals has been kind of a battle. Game 1, I think the Suns pulled away a little bit, but that game was a battle the whole time. This game, me and T was kind of in and out on it, watching it, peeping it, being stepping in and out on it. And we kind of both saw, like, this game was dominated by the Bucks. Don't get me wrong. I think the Suns at one point cut it to like 7 or 8, but I was never worried. I never felt like the Suns could take that game. And I think the closing moment showed that Bucks put away a 20-point lead, never looked back. Giannis was dominant once again. I mean, if you're talking about finals MVP odds right now, you got to put it on Giannis at the moment. He's this is the finals where he can cement himself as one of those, elite, an all-time player with the finals victory. If you look at what the numbers, the stats, the accolades, he's an all-time great with a finals victory at this age. So we'll see how it shapes out. But I'm sticking with Bucks and 7.
Facts. Fear the deer, Bucks and 7. I mean, Giannis already all-time great to me. I even love the guy's shoes. But Scruff, what do you think?
Man, it's amazing because I have the same answer, but from a totally different perspective, because my perspective was I picked the Suns to win in 6. And I think that my prediction is right on par. First 2 games, we've seen the Suns come out and they handle business. I thought they were the better of the 2 teams. Clearly, they were the better of the 2 teams in the first 2 games. Giannis played great in all the games. It was some close efforts. That 3rd game, though, that was the anomaly game. That was the big blowout game. That's the big game that when you're watching at home and you see, like, sometimes there's a whole series full of those kind of blowout games. So you don't get extra points or extra wins because you blew the other team out. Doesn't matter. It still counts as 1 win. All right. So that's what I look at. The Suns got 2 wins already. The Bucks got that on their best game. Yes, they blew them out. Great job. Send them boys back. final 6 minutes, get your win back up under you, because the Suns gonna be up on them next game tomorrow. So I got the Suns tomorrow night. I think they're gonna steal the game 4, and I think they're gonna close it out in 6. If they don't win, then I still think they close it out in 6. But either way, I think my prediction is Suns in 6, and it's still right on par. Chris Paul, he's on par to be the Finals MVP, in my opinion.
So Scruff got Suns in 6. Bryce got Bucks in 7. I guess that kind of brings me to my next question. Is tomorrow's game a must win?
No.
Well,
it's not.
I look at it a little bit differently. I think tomorrow's game, in my opinion, is a must win for both teams. If I'm the Bucks, I'm looking at this game like I have to win this. I can't go back to Phoenix down. I can't go back to Phoenix down 3-1. I cannot let that happen. And if I'm the Suns, I don't want the way Giannis is playing right now. I don't want to see him I want to see him in as few games as possible. Like, you don't want to see Giannis in many games right now. He's dominating the paint. He's getting anything he wants down low. Looks like his jumper's waking up. I don't know what's going on. Like, if I'm the Suns, I don't want any part of that. I want to get up 3-1. If I'm the coach of either team, I'm telling them we have to win next game.
Yeah, okay. I feel that. For the Bucks, I agree. I agree that the Bucks are in a must-win situation. If the Bucks don't win, 3-1, it's gonna be really tough to come back from that in the finals. But for the Suns, I don't think it's a must-win game. It would be it'd be like I'd like to have it game. You know what I'm saying? If I'm the Suns, if they win that game, then you're clearly in the driver's position for the series, and you're all but there. But I think even if they were to lose the game, the Suns, I think they could win. They could turn. They're the type of team. I think that they could go to Phoenix and then bust off 2 straight and possibly close out the series just like that. So either way, like I said, bro, it's going down to 6.
So somebody has to win a road game, and it seems like whoever wins that first road game will probably take the series. That's kind of what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I mean that's ultimately going to be the turning point.
Okay. All right. So what do you think? So the Bucks really handled Phoenix in Milwaukee. Like, why is that? Like, what's the difference? Like, why is it such a drastic change for Phoenix to come out and play really well, win 2, and then go to Milwaukee and kind of lay an egg? What do you think happened, Scruff, since you got the Suns in 6?
I mean, it's just like, all right, bro. With the Bucks, and it's like this. Sometimes you're gonna when you play the way the Bucks play, it's like sometimes you're just gonna come, and the NBA is, if you punch a team in the mouth hard enough in the very beginning, sometimes it's hard to bounce back. You can try to fight your way back from it, like you've seen Phoenix do, but at home, Giannis, it's like a lot of things piling on, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's the type of team that you don't want them to get too hot. That's why I said you want to stomp it out game 4 if possible. Because then they might get real comfortable and hot. And the difference is they're at home, and the role players are stepping up, bro. And honestly, for Phoenix, it was also some role players. I don't want to say they didn't step up, but I saw a lot of role players for Phoenix miss some critical baskets around the bucket. Mikal Bridges, I seen acting real squirmy around the basket. They try to kick it out to Devin Booker, and it seemed like Booker had to be the one to get the job done. But that's how the Bucks role players were looking in Phoenix too. They were looking real, iffy. Just like Drew Holiday. All of a sudden, then you go back to Milwaukee, and now Drew Holiday has a great game. Everybody has a great game. That's how it is, man. I think that's the difference for these guys. Is the role players they're gonna ball out at home. You know what I'm saying? I think that was the difference in the game. Was the role, and for all of them, for both games, for all 3 games, the role players play well at home. But the big players play well no matter where you go, and you've seen that.
That's a fact. Giannis is shooting about 75% from the free throw line last game. I think that's another key figure. You can't keep him out the paint, and you can't send him to the line. There's no hack of Ben, hack of Giannis. So Bucks can kind of score at will. If he takes that free throw shooting and that jump shooting, that carries out the rest of the series, man. It might not be Bucks in 7. It might be Bucks in 6. But
you know what? I think you got a good point there. And just to kind of build off Scruff's point, I kind of see the series a little differently. Like, I saw that Bucks game, and granted, I'm not gonna act like I saw the entire game start to finish, but I saw enough of it to get a vibe of the game. And that game was completely handled by the Bucks. At no point in watching any moment of that game did I feel like Phoenix could win that game. I never felt like that in Phoenix. I think the Suns won by 13. They won by 10, but both games were close throughout. Both teams had leads. Both teams, exchanged buckets. It didn't feel like that in Milwaukee. I felt like when I was in Milwaukee, I actually saw I was able to kind of see who the actual better constructed team is, and I do believe it's the Bucks. I think another thing is like a guy like Mikal Bridges. He's been playing. He played huge in Phoenix, but that's a rookie. That's a rookie that you're relying on. DeAndre Ayton, he's been huge too. That's a second-year guy, And I just feel like the Bucks nucleus is very well tested. They've been in big moments in the playoffs. They haven't been in the finals, granted, but they've been in these big moments, and I think that'll start to really show itself as this series wears on.
That's a fact. Hey, we got my man G, man. What up, G? Introduce
yourself,
man.
What's up, guys? Sorry for being late. Came out of work. But, hey, man. How you guys doing tonight?
Hey, we doing great, man. We talking NBA Finals. Scruff got them Suns in 6. Bryce got Bucks in 7. What's your thoughts on the Finals?
I remember I said Bucks in 4. I'm regretting that right now. I was kind of crazy. If I could take that back, I'll see Bucks in 7.
So still Bucks.
Yeah, still Bucks. Still Bucks. I ain't jumping off the bandwagon just yet.
Why don't you have
sleeping them?
Why you don't got faith in Book and CP3?
Oh, just because Bryce and you guys were saying, the nucleus of the Bucks is the oldest vets, better vets, and it's just what Bryce said. They've been there before. Like they're at that level where they want to win it more than anything.
Does seem like the Bucks feel like this is their opportunity, this is their window, and a little bit like Phoenix is kind of happy to be here. They got up 2-0. We've seen 2-0 leads disappear throughout the playoffs, so this might be another situation like that. We'll see. Let's push on a little further. More basketball. Some of your favorite players have been kind of joining forces to play for Team USA, and they've been getting their ass beat a little bit. Like they've lost to Nigeria, they lost to Australia. 2 straight losses. It's kind of unprecedented. I do remember a time when Team USA struggled. Didn't think we'd ever see it again. But it's only exhibition basketball. But what does that say? Like, how do you guys feel about Team USA dropping 2 back-to-back games to some of the weaker international teams? Nigeria is only ranked like 19th overall. How do you feel about that?
Oh, man, this is crazy, right? Nigeria is only ranked 19th overall, but I do believe they beat Argentina right after beating the U.S. And we know Argentina's been possibly the biggest nemesis of the U.S. when it comes to international play. So, Nigeria's starting to turn the corner. Shout out to the motherland. They've got guys. They've got guys now. It's not like, back in the day, Nigeria's team was a whole bunch of guys you ever heard of, but now there's players sprinkled in there.
No, those are definitely some NBA guys. Precious Achua, there's a couple of them out there.
Yeah, those are guys we're familiar with now on Nigeria. So shout out to, programs like Basketball Without Borders, things like that are introducing these talented guys to the game earlier so that they're not, behind on the learning curve. But a deeper conversation I think that's starting to brew is just the coaching, man. I mean, Greg Popovich, he's now 9-5 as the U.S. coach. He's 9-5. Coach K was 75-1. I mean, you don't got to be a mathematician to do those winning percentages. You know what I'm saying? I think it's time to start pointing the finger at the coaching. And hey, Popovich had 2 all-time greats and Tim Duncan and Kawhi Leonard. 3 if you count David Robinson. And now it's like
Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili too.
Yeah. I would say they're probably not on the same level as those other 3 guys, but they're legit too. And now you really got to ask yourself, was it the coach or was it the players, man? Coach K made that thing look easy. Pop struggling just a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to be losing with KD and Dame and a couple of those other guys. But again, it's exhibition basketball, man.
Hey, what would be the best promo for Space Jam? LeBron coming in and saving the U.S. team, man.
He couldn't even save the Lakers, so that's dead.
The disrespect.
That's your guy. G. What you think about Team USA?
I mean, it's what you just said. An exhibition game. It doesn't matter. We're not gonna say anything like it could be any given Sunday on this one right now. Nobody cares in an exhibition game. These guys are trying to get their feet underneath their legs. They're trying to know each other's game. I don't find nothing wrong to lose to Nigeria. It'll be all right. Or to Australia. It's okay. They just beat Argentina tonight. They had what, like a 20 blowout.
Look,
So
all
we're
I know
talking
is
about exhibition game.
I seen Zach LaVine taking basketball lessons from Korkmaz. I said Team USA is in trouble. When a guy like LaVine is taking lessons for Korkmaz on what's not a travel, I said, all right, Team USA, they're in big trouble. Scrub, what you think, man? That's your man Korkmaz or whatever his name is.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. Like, honestly, is you Team USA in trouble? Yes, absolutely. They're in trouble. It's undoubtedly they're in trouble. You know, I'm not overreacting. Yes, it's exhibition games. Yes, but the basketball landscape has changed, fellas. I mean, I hear y'all. Y'all mentioned a lot of names. Y'all mentioned Argentina. Y'all mentioned Nigeria. Y'all mentioned Greg Popovich. There's so many elements, right? You know, part of the reason Argentina was so good during those years is because they had a guy like Manu Ginobili. It's a big part of the reason why Greg Popovich is so good for so many years. So I'm not saying that those two are one and the same. I'm not going to blame the coaching. I'm going to partially blame the coaching, but I'll blame roster construction partially. Because, you know, if you got a whole bunch of guys that are used to being the guy, you know, who's going to be the guy that's going to not be the guy? Who's going to be the guy that's going to be doing all the dirty work? Who's going to be the guy setting the picks? Who's going to be the guy getting the rebounds? Who's going to be the guy doing all the shit that has to get done when no one else is, you know, everybody's worried about getting a bucket. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to be the cleaner on the team? And I don't see too many of them on the roster. And you guys got like, well, what the hell fuck is Kevin Love doing on the roster, bro? He hasn't done anything relevant in the basketball world for at least 3 or 4 years, man. Like, put a guy on the team that's going to go out there being garbage man. You know what I'm saying? Like, they need more of that. And as far as that Nigeria jump go, I feel like there was some bad blood there. You know what I'm saying? I feel as though the Nigeria team had a huge chip on their shoulders coming against the American team, and especially, I know my boy was born in Jersey, but what's my guy's name from the Miami Heat, man? How he not playing for the Nigeria team? I know there was a little bit of smoke about that, bro.
Talking about Bam.
Bam Adebayo. The Nigerians was looking at him like, you are food, my man. And they came and they came for him, bro. I'm pretty sure they were mad. You know, for his namesake, the lineage of Adebayo's was not happy about that. So Precious Achiuwa and the rest of the Nigerians, they said, nah, we about to come for it. So I think Nigeria is a nice young basketball team. Like y'all said, the world landscape has changed in basketball without borders. Basketball in Africa is very prevalent. Nigeria, Argentina doesn't have ballers like that, like they used to. They still got ballers, but not as many ballers. You know, nowadays, man, I was amazed, bro. But there's like a lot of teams, bro. Like I couldn't believe Argentina. Luis Scola still play for Argentina. Like, come on, man. I mean, he's still like 6'9", right? You can't like not be 6'9", but he's got to be pushing like 40 at this point, bro. Like, you know, Argentina needs a new, fresh line of basketball. I think they're all playing soccer over there, but out in Africa, they balling, bro. Ask Joel Embiid and them boys, they balling. I mean, out there.
That's a good point, man. Scola's out there. Kevin Love's on the roster. I can't help to think, but to think that Kevin Love on the roster is because he plays a similar style to the international game. And the U.S. game is different from the international game. I think that's a bit of the issue too. But do you think we'll ever see a point where basketball is better played outside the U.S.?
Oh, that's a great question.
Because we know the U.S. has a bunch of athletes. They got a bunch of horses. If you look in the Olympics, they win the events where you have to be an athlete a lot of the times. But you ever think you'll see a time where maybe, I don't know, Spain dominates basketball? Like their league, their top team in their league is better than the top team in the NBA.
You know what? If we ever see that, I don't think we'll ever see that. For one, first reason is the NBA is the premier league. Money talks. So the best player from Spain is always going to want to come to the NBA. That just is what it is. That, Luka Doncic, he wants to come to the NBA. You know what I mean? Because he wants to show his talents on the biggest stage. So the stage matters. That's one reason I don't think the international professional teams will ever get better. But when we're talking just international play, Olympics, World Championships, FIBA, and all that type of stuff. I think we were close to that at one point. I think we were very close to that at one point. That's why we had to have the redeem team, right? They literally had to redeem themselves because there was a moment, and it wasn't necessarily because there was better basketball players, but it was better team basketball. So I do think we could have a time where we see better team basketball overseas than we have in the States, just because the States is a much more isolation game. If all you do is play isolation ball and you run up against a team that plays team ball, you can get blown out quick. I mean, it's happened to me before. I've had a 5 that's better than the 5 we playing, but those other 5 guys just play better together. Next thing you know, you're getting run off the court by some dudes that don't even really belong out there with you. So I think that's what we could see. I think that's a very strong possibility.
Okay. And I guess y'all hinted on it a little bit. I was saving it, but y'all got to it anyway. Is Popovich done? Is his run as a coach, his dominance, is that over? Like, is them days over? Nobody coaches forever. Nobody plays forever. But it's Popovich, and it's the last of his years.
Yep, he about as done as the beef short rib that I had for dinner. He's super done, overdone. Actually, I left it in the oven too long. But hey, overdone. It was still good on the inside, but on the outside it was crispy. Just like Craig Popovich, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you a little bit past your time, bro. Like, I don't see Greg Popovich bouncing back and bringing the Spurs to another, glory time. I'm surprised they haven't, decided to move in a different direction.
Hey, I promise you will never find another sports show that's going to compare an NBA head coach to a beef short rib. All right, that's how you bridge the sports and the culture. You gotta love it. All right, you gotta love it.
Pop's he's a big wine guy, man. So maybe there's some wine that goes good with short rib, but either way, Pop, get yourself a plate, brother. Take a seat. Your time is now. It's not past, but it's time to move on and keep your head up high. And if I was the Spurs, I'd want a fresh start.
You know what? Pop seeming like a guy that just hasn't been able to change with the times. I think since Pop's been a head coach, the mindset of the player has changed. And I think that's maybe why Coach K was so good with the pros, because he was on the ground level with the players before they became pros. You know what I mean? So he already saw what these players were turning into. You know what I mean? So he was able to easily relate it to the guys that had already turned into that. He was able to see how it was happening, the transition. Pop, on the other hand, man.
Coach K also had to adapt himself. He had to take them bumps. Before he didn't want those one and done guys. Then he went for Luau, Kyrie, a couple other guys, Tatum. But originally, Coach K, he started getting his butt kicked a little bit by Derrick Rose and Calipari in the gang. So
and he adjusted. And Pop never wanted to adjust. Pop never wanted to adjust, which is the reason that Kawhi Leonard didn't remain on the Spurs. It wasn't just a Kawhi Leonard wanted out of San Antonio. It was a Kawhi Leonard was clashing with the guy who wanted to be the dictator of San Antonio, and that's Greg Popovich. I mean, you look at the press conferences, Brian. Greg Popovich is a pompous guy, bro. He's a very prideful dude who thinks he's always right. You can't even ask him a question in the press conference that he doesn't like. Honestly, if Greg Popovich, I don't even want to go there, man, but if Greg Popovich was a black coach, he'd be hated, man. If Greg Popovich talked like he talked, bro.
If Pop was a black coach, oh, man.
He would be hated, bro, because like Greg Pop get away.
My phone died.
Oh man, your
phone died during the.
Your man was still on though.
He's still on though.
But my point is, if Greg Pop was a black coach, man, he would be hated, bro. He gets away with a lot on that podium, a lot, bro. It's crazy.
I mean, he gets to it.
What?
Yeah, he be mad rude, bro.
Bro, he be rude as hell, bro, for years now.
Ain't really no need to be that rude to nobody. Greg Pop be rude as hell, bro. Like, he do be. But he actually, to the media. But in from what I've heard from personal stories and people interactions and meeting him, I heard he's extremely personable and he's a really nice guy. But
Kawhi didn't feel that way. It's a reason why Kawhi Dip said it. Like, I mean, come on, bro. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Pop is a bad guy. But Kawhi Leonard seems like one of the most mild-mannered dudes of all time. And he looked around I can't keep doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if Kawhi don't trust you, I gotta shoot you. And work to the great future, man.
Yo,
Nah, I
Pop
wouldn't
is that
say
dude.
that.
Pop's an all-time coach. Don't get me wrong. Pop is, in my opinion, he's a top 2-3 coach of all time. I say Phil Jack, then I go Popovich. You know, that's me. But
I mean, everything comes to an end, man.
Yeah.
Like y'all talk about Coach K. Coach K, he was doing his thing with the one and done. Well, what Coach did K do this year? He announced his retirement. He said, "I'm done, man. I'm tired of chasing these one and dones all over the place." They over here trying to.
See, I don't think if Popovich had another number one all-star on his team, you can't take him to the finals again.
Brady's had all-stars on his team now.
I'm saying that if he gets some more now, if he gets
who's
himself
gonna
another
go
one.
to who? Nah, nobody wants to go there. It's done, bro. It's done. It's done.
I mean, nobody wants to go there because Pop's really not the guy you want to go play with at this point. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, bro. Like Pop to me seems like the type of coach that has that old school mentality. And I think that old school mentality works if you can get guys to buy in. But the new school guys, they're not buying into that old school culture stuff, man. Getting in my face, talking to me however you want. You know what I mean? That doesn't fly with this new generation. Pop seems like a guy who really hasn't been able to adjust. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I mean, to me, he's still a great coach. I just think he needs some older, like G kind of said, he got to get some older guys on this team, man. He's not gonna do it with no young dudes.
Give him some old bets. I'm sure he could draft someone. I'm sure the Spurs
Start team hopping.
Yeah.
Start team hopping. Go find a way to coach LeBron or somebody. See how good of a coach you really are.
Popovich and LeBron James. I don't think they'll ever lose a game.
Pop 9-5 with KD and Damian Lillard on the same team.
Come on now. Y'all over here talking about exhibition game. An exhibition game. We're not talking the game I love. We're talking about exhibition games.
We'll see then. We'll see when the Olympics rolls around, when it means something, when it's for the gold. I don't think I believe in this team though.
You see, y'all gonna see here, y'all booking and dating it. Y'all don't think the U.S. gets to play in the final game?
I think they do, but you can lose the game and play in the finals.
Yeah, I don't know all that. I think they can still get it done, but I'm sorry they're in trouble because usually the U.S. is undoubtedly the dominant team in basketball, undoubtedly.
Yeah.
Anything
You guys
less
are
than
talking
that,
about
like y'all talking about the Redeem team, though, right? Because the Redeem team had to redeem themselves back from what, a bronze? Like that's what they were redeeming themselves from, a bronze. That's how you know how dominant the USA is. That's like you had to redeem yourself from a bronze. Like certain countries, they got a bronze. They be living. They be happy as hell. They be having a parade back home.
But what I'm saying is, y'all really think a team with KD that almost beat the Bucks by himself can't win this? Can't go out and go nutty buddy with this Olympic team? He has a bunch of all-stars.
I think they can. I think it's possible, bro. I would still say the U.S. is going to win the Olympic gold. Like I'm not going as far as I still believe they're going to win it. I'm sure they'll be in the final, but you can lose games and still be in the final in the Olympics. I just don't think it's going to be as dominating as it has been in the past. But at the end of the day, there can only be one best, man. There can only be one best in any given sport, any given era. And I think that's gives us a nice little segue into our next topic. We saw a nice little list earlier debating the best wide receivers of the 21st century. When you see some of these names on this list, it really gets questionable as to who the best receiver of the 21st century was. I mean, you got guys like Julio Jones, you got Marvin Harrison, Chad Ochocinco, Randy Moss, Antonio Brown, T.O., Calvin Johnson. These are some of the, not just the best receivers of the 21st century, but the best receivers of all time. It's almost like these guys are 1A, B, C, D, E, F, G, bro. Like everybody's 1A, 1B, 1C. Like these are all greats. It's hard to rank these dudes. So let's get into the topic, man. Who do you guys think is the best wide receiver of the 21st century? G, I'm starting with you.
From that list alone?
Just in general, best wide receiver of the 21st century.
Yeah, 21st century, G. That means
I know. I just mean this
area.
My man don't think you know what 21st century means, bro. Damn. That means
because he gonna say somebody that didn't play in 2000.
Let me explain to you 21st century.
I had to let him know, bro. He needed a preface.
Come on, man. I knew what 21st century. I think you're remedial, bro.
I think he does. Okay.
Okay. Wait for his answer, and then tell me.
Out of all those, right? Out of all those guys, right? I'm gonna say Marvin Harrison.
Marvin Harrison,
Wow.
the top guy.
Uh-huh.
Not a bad pick. Not a bad pick. Scrub. Who do you think before we get into talking about why? Who do you think, Scrub?
I can't believe you picked Marvin Harrison. If I'm looking at that list, man,
Cause he's the
I
only
gotta
Super
go
Bowl
with.
winner out of that whole list. Oh, except for Antonio Brown, but
Yeah, that's a good point. I see why you're picking him. I'm going with Randy Moss, bro. I'm going Randy Moss, bro. You talking about best of the century? Well, shit, I don't know, bro. That's tough, bro. It's between Randy Moss or T.O., but I'm gonna go Randy Moss. Because, bro, I mean, he had some pretty dominant. You know, he had some ups, he had some downs, bro. Much like my life, bro. So I like Randy Moss. You know what I'm saying? You could still be the best and have some, rough years. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. He had his craziest year in New England with them. They didn't win a chip, but yeah, I don't know. It's tough. I'm going with Randy Moss.
because I say you can't say Calvin Johnson because he retired too early, even though he had wild numbers.
Yo,
was
Calvin was
talented,
putting up crazy numbers. Yeah, he was a
Numbers.
dog. You know, I think that if this was a list for the most iconic, I think I'd give it to Randy Moss. And I am a Randy Moss fan. He was definitely my favorite receiver on this list.
Him and T.O.
And
though, because that workout
yeah,
when he was talking crazy about Philly, that's
yeah, you know,
iconic.
I actually got Randy Moss. I actually got Randy Moss third, man. I got Randy Moss third the more I think about it. And then first, I got T.O. I got T.O. first, man. I think Terrell Owens was the most prolific receiver that I ever watched. Randy Moss was the best deep threat receiver I'd ever seen. But Terrell Owens, man, he could take a slant to the crib. He could truck somebody. He could juke somebody. He could run away from you. He could run into you. It was just nothing that T.O. couldn't do as a receiver. I think what brings T.O.'s value down the most, why some people wouldn't consider him the best, is because his issues on the field. He was lauded for not being the best teammate. You know, people were always kind of coming for him for not being more of an I guy than a team guy, more of a me guy. But I mean, the talent just spoke for itself, bro. Even into his late 30s, bro. Like T.O. was still a dog. I mean, out of all the guys on that list, nobody was a dog for longer than T.O. Nobody was a dog longer than T.O. And the person second on my list is a guy I think has a chance to be a dog for that long. And that's why Julio Jones is my second receiver of the 21st century. Julio Jones to me is like the prototype. He's like, he's ever since he came out, he's been the prototype receiver. That's who everybody's has looked for in the 21st century when they're looking for a receiver. Julio Jones is like the perfect specimen of a receiver. He does it all. Great route running, deep speed, short speed, strong at the point of attack, run after the catch, can go deep. There's nothing Julio can't do. Randy, although Randy was a dog, I do think Randy's game was somewhat pigeonholed into being a deep threat guy. He could take the slant to the house, don't get me wrong. He had crazy speed, don't get me wrong. But when I'm really looking at who the best receivers were, like top to bottom, I go T.O. first, Julio second, Randy Moss third, Calvin Johnson fourth. And then I think it's like a toss-up between Larry Fitz and Marvin Harrison for me. Although AB deserves to be in that conversation, I probably my fifth is probably between Larry Fitz and Marvin Harrison.
Oh, I think I missed it. My bad, man. My phone cut out. It died.
It's good. We heard you saying, "Dang, my phone died on the show." That joke still had a little juice to give us that.
The screen was black. I thought it was dead. But you know what I'm saying? That thing went underwater this weekend in a party. You know what I'm saying? A pool party. So it might be a wrap for that phone, but I'm back. Hey, who do y'all have ranked? You know what I'm saying? I missed that. Who Bryce, who you had number one?
Yeah. So I got T.O. number one, man. I got T.O. number one. I got Julio number two. I got Randy Moss number three.
Julio. Right.
Yeah, I got Julio number two. I got Randy Moss number three.
I'm cutting my phone back.
I got Calvin number four. And number five, that's a toss-up for me, man. Julio Jones is, to me, literally the prototype of receiver. He can go deep. He can go short. Big body. Can take hits. Can give hits. I mean, there's not a route he can't run. He does it all. He was the best player on the Super Bowl offense. They didn't win it, but he took a team there. You know what I mean? That's important to me. You gotta show the ability to affect winning to be one of my top guys.
Julio's got a chance though. I think out of everybody on the list, Julio's the one guy, obviously because he's the only one still playing, but he's the one guy I feel like right now, if he didn't play another down in football, he still belongs in the conversation. I say he's already done more than Calvin Johnson in his career.
How?
You know, and
How?
What do you mean how? What do you mean how?
Yeah, there's no
All he did was put up Calvin Johnson did was put up numbers. What did he play for like 6-7 seasons, bro?
He played for 10.
Calvin Johnson
played for 9. And Julio played for 10.
What record does Julio hold? You know what I'm saying?
He has the most receptions. He has the most receptions in the season, right? Doesn't Julio have
Calvin Johnson has most receiving yards in the season.
But doesn't Julio have the most receptions in the season? I think he's maybe second in receiving yards.
I don't think that's a Julio stat. I think that's a Marvin Harrison stat. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I know Julio had like 136 one year.
Nah, the record's in the 140s.
Who cares, though? Record here, there, whatever. To me, receiver means you're here on Sunday catching footballs. Julio is... Bro, he's the king of yards, bro. He's had crazy yards.
He's not the king of yards. Calvin Johnson is the fastest receiver to 10,000 yards, fastest to 11,000 yards, most receiving yards in the 6-game span, most receiving yards.
You're talking about fastest too, but he had a short.
You just said he was the king of yards.
That has to count.
Yard stats
because
because
he's playing, he's still playing, and he's still going. His yards are still ticking.
Bruh, Calvin Johnson was on a team that went 0-16, bruh. If you're that great a receiver, you're worth 1 W. You're worth 1 W on your own, bruh. If you're that great, in my opinion. Not only was he on a team that went 0-16, a year later, his team went 2-14, bruh. You telling me you can't get me 3 wins and you that great? To me, receiver is the one position on the field. There's 3 positions on the field that can really change the game of football. First is quarterback. Second is a dominating pass rusher. And you know what third is? Is wide receiver. A great transcendent wide receiver is worth wins above.
You said third is kicker.
Third is kicker.
Man, kicker ain't nothing, bro. If you so great, your kicker don't even have to matter. Your kicker never got to matter if you're that great. You mean to tell me you went 0-16, bro, and you're that nice?
I mean, I
don't know how much you're affecting W.
Has anybody been able to, sometimes it's about where you go. If you put Calvin Johnson on that team with Matt Ryan, I think, and Kyle Shanahan, I think you're looking at probably 2,500 yards. He
was with Matt Stafford and Jim Caldwell.
He was with Matt Stafford and no coaching. He was with Matt Stafford and
Jim Caldwell.
Jim
Caldwell, bro. Jim Caldwell was the guy that organized the Indianapolis Colts offense with Peyton Manning. Come on, bro. Like Jim Caldwell's legit offensive coach.
Peyton Manning is not Matt Stafford.
You telling me Kyle Shanahan, no, when he was only an offensive coordinator. This guy had Jim Caldwell as the head coach. Come on, bro.
Jim Caldwell's not an offensive genius to me. What has he done without Peyton Manning? What has he done without Peyton Manning? What has he done without Peyton Manning?
Right, you might have to look up Jim Caldwell stats. I don't have Jim Caldwell stats in the back of my reserve. I got a lot of stuff in the memory bank, but Jim Caldwell stats is not one of them. But I'll tell you this, I know he's a great offensive mind. I'll tell you that much, and everybody in the league knows that. That's a fact.
A great
offensive mind than Kyle Shanahan.
Great offensive mind.
Hold up. You just told me
Gase was a great offensive mind.
Hold on. If he's a great offensive mind, shouldn't that be worth 1 win?
He wasn't the 0-16 guy, bro. It wasn't Jim Caldwell.
Hey, was he a playoff?
I know that. Yeah, he took the Lions to the playoffs. Yeah, Jim Caldwell.
How did he get fired?
Huh?
How you get fired?
Why don't you tell me, T? I think I already ran y'all through this before on the episode. Why don't we run the tape? I ran through this before. Run the tape back.
His stats. He was a better coach than Matt Patricia, but he wasn't light years better. Nobody ever thought of the Lions.
11-5. Jim Caldwell with the Lions. That's all I'm saying, man.
So you're telling me my receiver had an 11-win season, but he's not. I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
Bro, Calvin Johnson was good, bro. But he's not holding nothing to those other guys.
What can Julio do that Calvin Johnson can't? Because Calvin Johnson, I believe, is faster. I believe he's stronger. I believe he jumps higher. So I'm trying to figure out his hands are better. I'm trying to figure out what Julio does that Calvin Johnson can't.
I don't know about hands being better.
His hands are better. We watched Julio drop passes. I watched Julio drop a pass in a big game for them to lose like 3 years ago, MLK weekend playoffs. He lost a playoff game. He dropped a pass.
I know one thing, bro. Julio.
No. Hold on.
Julio has a larger effect on winning than Calvin Johnson.
He lost the game. He dropped a playoff pass. Like,
bro.
How are we placing winning on individual talent? I think this would be better served if you asked a corner, right? Who would you rather check? And I think
no corner wants to check Julio Jones, bro.
They're not gonna. You think they're gonna pick Calvin Johnson before they pick Julio?
I don't know who they're gonna pick, but nobody wants to check either of those dudes.
All right. I'm gonna ask you another question. Have we? Yes or no? Have you seen Calvin Johnson make a catch on 3 defenders?
Yes, and I've seen Julio do the same thing.
No, we've never seen that from Julio. We've seen
what?
We've seen Julio run past guys. We've seen Julio moss guys.
Look up Julio go up and grab a ball, bro. Look up Julio Jones stats and be amazed if you don't think he's ever caught a ball on 3 guys.
No, he's never.
Calvin Johnson caught a ball on 3 guys. And you know how many wins he had that season?
Calvin Johnson has done that more than once.
He had 2 wins that season when he had that play.
I think you guys are a fan of the names or maybe Madden. I'm not sure how.
Calvin Johnson might have been the best receiver on Madden of all time.
That's what I mean. But that's why I don't understand how anybody would rate. I can see them rated the same. But to put Julio over him, like he don't have the same numbers. The numbers
are damn close. The numbers are damn close, bro. The numbers are damn close.
Okay,
they really are. Julio Jones. Okay, Calvin Johnson's best season, what, 1930? Julio Jones had like 1870 in the season. I'm gonna pull those up so I can give you the exact numbers. But if Calvin got the number 1 receiving yards of all time, Julio's like probably second on the list. Maybe third.
Julio Jones has more receiving yards than Calvin Johnson.
No, I mean more single season.
All right, so Calvin Johnson's highest year in receiving yards was 1,964 yards, and Julio Jones' highest receiving years is 1,871.
So he's second on the list. Okay, Calvin's first on the list. I give him that. He's a dog, bro. How many wins did he have that season? You tell me. You tell me. Julio Jones had 1871, and the Atlanta Falcons were the best team in the league that year.
He couldn't win.
Julio Jones is 20th in all time in receiving yards. 20th all time.
You keep putting
Calvin Johnson's not even in top 30.
You keep putting wins.
1 more year than him.
You keep putting wins on individual players like that. If that's the case, then Barry Sanders. What is Barry Sanders?
Why do you think Barry Sanders doesn't go? Why do you think Barry Sanders doesn't get rated above Walter Payton?
You tell me.
Because Walter Payton won football games. That's why, bro. That matters, bro.
So Barry Sanders isn't. So if you win more than a guy, you're automatically better than him.
I didn't say that.
Yes,
that's what it sounds.
I'll say
it's not like that. Yeah. But if you affect winning, it's about how much you affect winning, bro. It's about how much you affect winning. Julio Jones, to me, Julio Jones.
This is not baseball. It's not, you're not a pitcher. It's not basketball. It's 5 guys.
Yeah, but you're playing receiver though, and that's one of the positions, one of the premier positions in the league. Julio Jones and Calvin Johnson have comparable. Julio Jones and Calvin Johnson have comparable, I should say, careers, bro. Setups, very comparable, bro. Like both of them got an offensive genius one time. Both of them played with the quarterback who was around that same level. Right. Like Matt Ryan, Matt Stafford, nigga, apples to oranges. Who do you like? What do you like better, apples or oranges, bro? Like they're the same guy.
Julio don't play defense. Like I don't understand. Julio don't play defense, bro.
Julio doesn't play defense. I mean, I'll give him that. He doesn't play defense, but at the same time, like the Falcons had a pretty good D that year.
Shit, the Falcons don't play defense.
They had Boss Bailey, man. Like football isn't a sport where you can say only a quarterback really. The rest of the positions, I'm not going to say how much you impacted and affected winning because there's so many variables in football. Bro, the difference between a game could be a missed kick, a drop.
Yeah, but if you go 0-16, bro, you gonna tell me if you're that great, you can go 0-16. I'm just not buying that, bro. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he would have thrown every pass to himself if he could, but
he damn near was getting everyone.
I think he was getting about 10.
You know who's right under Calvin Johnson for receiving yards all time? Muhsin Muhammad, bro. Muhsin Muhammad.
Not a good
Muhsin Muhammad. That's not a
and then the fact of the matter is Julio's only played one more season than Calvin though. If I got that correct.
No,
one more year, but he has that many more yards.
I think Julio. No, don't get me wrong, right? I think Julio has been better longer, but I think at their peaks, I'm taking Calvin Johnson. I think at their peaks, Julio is a little bit easier to defend than Calvin Johnson. That's why I'm going Calvin Johnson. Because I think at their primes, at their best, as a corner, I'm not lining up in front of this tight end receiver hybrid guy. I'll take my chances with Julio.
Bruh, I mean, and we're throwing around, I see what you're saying with that. I got you. You know what I mean? Calvin Johnson had a window where he was unbelievable. That window was about 2 seasons.
2 years.
About 2 seasons, bro.
About 2 years.
Julio been great from start to finish. From the moment he jumped in the league, he was the best receiver in the league, bro. And he been, in my opinion, the best receiver since. In my opinion, it's never been a moment to me where I didn't consider Julio Jones the best receiver. Run the tape. I've been saying it since we started this show. Julio's the prototype at receiver to this day. I think
he bounced.
There was a time where AJ Green was looked at the same level as Julio. How long ago does that feel? That feels like ages ago. But we still talking about Julio as the best guy. That's one of the reasons why Jerry Rice is the GOAT. Like, to me, you don't just get to be the GOAT just because, like, you are nice in a moment. But if you have sustained success for a long time, you're going to find yourself on some playoff teams. You're going to find yourself in some deep runs. You're going to find yourself with a Jerry Rice type career. And Julio, to me, is on that type of path, bro. And that's another reason why I got T.O. number 1. T.O. to me took the Eagles to the chip. He took them there, bro. And you going to tell me I got Moss. I got Moss number 3. I got Moss number 3. And I do think that Randy Moss, the reason I have Randy Moss number 3 is because I feel like the other guys can do it all. They can do it all. They got big body. They can run into you. They can run away from you. They can run the drag, take it to the crit. They can run the slant, get extra yards. Randy Moss, the best deep threat of all time. If this was a list for the most dynamic, I'm giving it to Randy. The most game changing, the most prolific, I'm probably gonna give it to Randy. If I'm talking about the best, I don't know if he was the best though. I don't know if his route running was better than T.O.'s. I don't know if his physical attributes, top to bottom, was better than Julio. I just don't know. I don't know. But Randy was my favorite though. I will say that he was my favorite. He was my favorite receiver.
I mean, I feel like you got to put Moss up there. He changed the game, and that's another thing you got to look at, right? The kids will tell you. The kids know Iverson. They know Steph Curry. They know LeBron. They know the greats. They know Pat Mahomes. I don't see too many kids saying anything about Julio. They know Moss. My son know Moss. He never heard.
They just know Moss.
He could not tell you what Moss like. He could not tell you what team Moss played for, but he knows Moss. So
he knows Moss. Moss got a whole verb, bro. He got a whole verb after him. That's greatness. You know what I'm saying? That's greatness. Yeah. There's no question.
I mean, this is a tough conversation. This is tough. I mean, obviously, all of these guys got busy, but I don't know, man. Calvin's just a different guy to me. Moss is a different guy to me. Julio is a freak, but I don't know, man.
T.O. to me, I feel like is the one that's not ever gonna get a lot of love. But to me, when I really go back and look at it, because I've already had this like debate with myself before, and I've gone back and like watched the game tape. I've gone back and watched full-length highlights, the 30, 40-minute highlight videos. I did this. I think we actually had this conversation before. I think it was me and Scrub. And I did this a couple years back where I was like, because at first I didn't have T.O. as my top until I went back and studied everything. And I was like, dog, T.O. unstoppable, bro. Like, you couldn't stop T.O. The man T.O. played with a broken leg in the Super Bowl and was the best player in the Super Bowl, bro. Like, nobody else on that list could do that to me. Nobody else on that list could do that. To me, T.O. played on the same team as Jerry Rice, and they had to get him up out of there because he was better than Jerry for real, bro. Jerry, like, hold up, bro. Get this man up out of here, bro.
Old Jerry Rice.
A little bit older, but Jerry was a dog to the Raiders. That's a fact. Jerry was.
No, I mean, I love T.O. I love T.O. But I don't know. You're probably right. The answer probably really is T.O. I mean, just based on his body of work, man.
He was a dog with the Bengals. was a dog with the Bills. Like T.O. he was special, man.
I still see T.O. running routes.
Right. He's still out there schooling youngins. Like T.O. just different, bro. Different breed of athlete, bro. Like that dude.
T.O. he's number 2. To me, he's number 2. He's clearly he's top 2. You know, he might not be 2, but he's 2 to me because he left. He left me. He left my squad, and he called out my quarterback. Man, it's personal.
This is why I always go Megatron. Right? Who's arguably the best corner in the league? Deion. Well, ever. Deion,
arguably. I don't think it's Deion. Daryl Green's in the conversation.
All right. Let's use Daryl Green. You think Daryl Green could cover Julio?
Oh, I think Daryl Green covers anybody.
Hold on. You think Daryl Green could cover Calvin Johnson?
Daryl Green covers anybody.
It's absolutely no way Daryl Green can cover Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, disrespectful.
He got some.
It's absolutely no way. The physics
disrespectful, bro.
The physics does not
Daryl
work.
Green is a legend.
The physics does not work.
A 5'8" guy is not covering a 6'5" guy. You know why? Right? Because they both. Let's say Daryl Green has a 40-inch vertical, because I think Calvin had like a 38, 39, 40, whatever. If we jump the same height, how you gonna get the ball, Daryl? And I'm not hating Daryl.
Corner is a lot more than just that. Because if I already got you out of position, how you gonna get to the ball? See, Daryl Green was a technician.
That was the thing about Calvin Johnson. He doesn't have to be open. None of those greats got to be open.
Agreed.
So
Daryl was a technician, bro.
Daryl is a technician, but technique is. I don't care what your technique is. If I'm just physically stronger and faster than you, it's not a whole lot you can do if I have technique myself.
Yeah, I mean, and maybe in the game now where it's designed to, in the way of the offense. I think corner is just a harder position than receiver anyway. The best receiver, I don't care how good of a corner is, you're not really gonna be able to just guard and not let the best receiver in the world get a catch. Like, it's just not.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say if Daryl Green was playing right now with his same ability, they wouldn't even put him outside. They put him in the slot. Like, he would never play outside.
No, he would be outside. If you great, you're great, bro. If you great, you're great, bro. If you're great, you're great. It don't matter the height.
Any 5'8" outside guys right now?
Yeah, there are. Oh, starting right now? Yeah, there are. I mean, Chris Harris was. What was Chris Harris? He was balling outside for years. Y'all got a boy that's short. How tall is Verrett? How tall is Verrett?
Verrett might be 5'8".
I mean, come on, bro. They're short guys. Like, maybe they're an inch off, but like, if you a baller, bro. Like,
Verrett's playing a lot of zone lately. He's a dog.
You asked me who's an outside guy, man. I'm giving you short guys.
Right. So we got a whole 2 out of like 60.
It's probably some I'm leaving off because there's dog. At the end of the day, I get what you're saying though. The game has changed drastically from the time Daryl Green played.
Nah, he probably play outside. But Darby ain't that tall.
Darby ain't that tall, but if you a dog, you're a dog in the day. And Daryl Green was most definitely a dog. But this is an interesting conversation, bro, because receiver is one of those positions that, like, if you watch football, that's how I know it's dynamic position. You don't got to watch a ton of football to know receivers. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of those positions just transcend the game a little more than others because they are that important. Like, when Odell was going crazy, girls knew who Odell Beckham was, and they didn't even watch football. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't going to know who I bet you they don't know Aaron Donald. They don't know Aaron Donald. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain positions. It's
Aaron Donald got to go to Drake house and do a couple dances. You know what I'm saying? And then you know, dye his hair blonde, wear the Richard Millie.
I don't know, man. It's just certain positions transcend the game, bro. And receivers one of those, in my opinion. And it'll be interesting when we get to the next, the next century, and we talk about this current crop of receivers, who's the best. I think we got some guys out there now that could find themselves in that conversation.
Hey, did I miss the Manscaped break?
Nah, man. We wouldn't do the Manscaped break without you.
My man. You know what I'm saying? I fired that thing up, and it's everything and some more.
Let's hear it from our sponsors.
Let's do it.
Brought to you by Manscaped, officially brought to you by Manscaped, the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels, fellas. Got to protect the hardware. They just dropped the Lawnmower 4.0, and they hooked us up. The whole squad got Lawnmower 4.0s. It's a whole new ball game, fellas. That's why they brought gas in for reinforcements. It's over 2 million men worldwide who are getting Manscaped with our exclusive offer. 20% off, free shipping, promo code GASNET20. Cash in at manscaped.com. Bryce, tell them more.
And the whole product line is official. I got the Lawnmower 3.0, the Lawnmower 4.0, It's like collecting the Infinity Stones, man. Get it, man. Simple as pie. GASNET20. That's GasNet20. Not only do you get 20% off your order, but you get free shipping. Don't let your lady be the only one clean down there, fellas. Let's get it. Shout out to the sponsors, man. Shout out to the sponsors. They showing love.
Shout out to the Manscaped, man. I got a quick story, man. You know, Bryce, I was just in Mexico real quick, rooming with my brother. And he like, hey, you see my deodorant? And I'm like, yeah, man, the right guy. I see it right there. He like, nah, the Manscaped. I said, oh, the ball deodorant. He like, yeah, we need that out here. It's Mexico about 100 degrees and humid. So, you know, the Manscaped kept him on point, man. He couldn't find it for a second, but he logged back in and, so he had nothing to worry about. But
hey, man, that's hilarious. Funny story about that, man. I gotta tell this quick story time, man. When we was in college, man, I told Scruff one day, man. We woke up. I said, Scruff, I got a great idea. Me and Scruff used to room together, right? So, and y'all know me, man. I'm an idea guy. I always got ideas. I said, Scruff, I got an idea. He's like, what? It's like, bro, let's come up with it. I got an invention. Let's start this business. He's like, what invention is it? I was like, hear me out on the name. It's called Balls Dio, man. He was like, Balls Dio? Wait, what's going on, bro? I was like, bro, it's deodorant for your balls, man. The dudes need it, man. Me and Scruff, we be out all day. We be wilding in the college streets. Get back, you might want to go to the party. You might not be able to take the 15-minute shot. You might have to do a 3-minute jump. You know how it is when you're young and reckless, man.
Take the bird back.
But yeah, bird bag, the ball deal give you that extra little smell good you need before you hit the streets. And Scruff was like, well, that's a great idea. We got to do that one day. And sure enough, it all comes full circle because now the company that makes the Balls Dio, they sponsor us. Now, I don't know if they stole my idea or if I was just ahead of my time, but shout out to the sponsors, man. Shout out to Manscaped.
Scruff might have sold it to Manscaped, man. Scruff, you got fancy white, man. You got big gas logos. Did you pocket some of that money? You backdoor my man Bryce.
Hey, nah. But shout out Rick Ross though, because I remember we was listening to Rick Ross. I remember he had that one line. He said, "Not even worth a shower. Just grab me a stick of Dio." That's the essence that it came from. That's where it all started.
That's a savage bar, bro. She not even worth a shower. Just grab me a stick of Dio.
Grab me a stick of Dio.
Hey,
Prime Rose was something different.
But we were just talking about, saying Odell dancing with Drake. If you keep up with the culture a little bit and the sports, you see Drake was rented out a ballpark. I'm not even sure which ballpark at this point, but
Dodger Stadium.
Okay, that makes
sense. A bag.
So to take a date with a nice young woman, but this woman happens to be Amari Bailey's mother. If you don't know who Amari Bailey is, he's a highly touted high school player. He's probably the number 1 or 2 prospect in the country. Out there with Bronny, plays for Sierra Canyon. Guy's an absolute stud of a hooper. But now his mom is dating Drake. They're on the sidelines. Drake is almost like a step pop. I hear Drake's teaching them about fame and how to deal with success. So, hey, how would y'all feel if Drake was dating your mother?
That just don't even sound right, bro. Drake's like my age. Drake would have to see me if he was dating my mama, bro. Are you getting what? G? You ready to sell your soul?
Oh, man. Oh, gee, don't say.
G said, do I get the OVOJs?
You feel me? I get all them joints.
Oh, man.
You get an autograph So Far Gone.
Hey, listen, it's better they dating my mom than let some dude take my mom car out. You heard?
Come on, G. G.
Me. At least I know my man's successful. My mom ain't getting no scrub. At this point, what am I gonna tell my mom? What I got a satchel belt on my mom's hoo-ha? Like I got the key to it. I can't do nothing about it. You feel me?
I guess there's worse guys than a mom could be with.
Yeah, you feel me? She dealing with Drake. I'm like, I bet I'm about to get all the Jordan exclusives. I'm with it. I'm like, I'm whatever you into, mom. Whatever you into. They ain't got nothing to do with me.
Man. Drake texting your mom purple emojis. It's cool as long as he's sending you the OVO package.
You feel me? I need to.
You wearing the OVO chain, huh?
Everything. The whole. I ain't even going to the pool parties.
Savage,
I ain't mad at it, G. I ain't mad at it. Moms are going to date, so you know what I'm saying? Why not?
How many men you know that sit down a whole baseball stadium for your mother to go out on a date?
Bro, a couple of rich ones would, I'm sure, bro. Like, that's not about how many men do you know. I don't know any men that can do that because I don't know any men with that much bread, bro. All right, like that's not a.
Exactly.
If you got the bread, that's nothing to you. Don't think your mom's special because of that.
Man, that's fucked up. What you saying about your moms then?
No, what
I
I'm
mean,
saying is,
I
what I'm
really
saying is, Drake probably renting out the Miami Stadium the next week for another joint. And now your mom's what? She's one of two now. Then the third week he's going to New York.
One of one.
But-
Drake's the only one we know about
I mean,
the stadium.
it's better to be Amari Bailey's mom than Larsa Pippen. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, but I really meant, you know what I'm saying, as a distraction, man. You're trying to go pro, and now your mom's dating. You know what I'm saying? It's already enough success, enough fame. People know you're going to the league, but now you gotta deal with winning. And hey, do you know Drake? Hey, what's your mom doing with Drake? The jokes, you know, the fellas gonna have the jokes in the locker room, man. So,
But you don't think you heard them shits before? You don't think the team already knew prior to us? You don't think he already been getting that already?
now it's on
It's a
TV.
bad
though.
look, bro. That's the point. It's a bad
It's
look.
one thing when
It's a
it's
bad
little.
look, man.
Y'all tripping, man. Y'all tripping. Y'all bugging.
It's a bad
y'all
look,
want y'all
man.
moms
It's a
to date
bad.
scrubs.
It's a bad look. Nah. First of all, nah. It ain't about that, G. I feel you, bro. You rather have date Drake than Larry that picks up Bud Ice and smacks you over the head. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, I feel it.
And then I'm
If that's
saying,
what
like,
you're
yo,
comparing it to, bro.
look how much
If that's what you're
potential
comparing it to.
Punani, my man's about to get now because he know Drake's.
Yeah, but if Drake, what if Drake,
Nah.
you step five, he tell you, hey, I need you in by 12, man. Me and your mother going out.
I don't care. The kid is already 17. You act like he has to deal with it for the rest of his life. You think he's really telling him what to do, man? That man is trashing somebody else at the time at 12 o'clock at night. I'm sure
Drake
know,
gonna be
man.
on some baller shit though.
Bro,
He
but the thing
taking
is,
the page right out the rock book.
How old is bruh's mom? Because Drake, like, what, 30? What is he? How old is Drake?
I believe Amari Bailey's mom is 23 years older than Drake.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, you closer to my age and my mom's age. This is a problem, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Like, I feel you, G. You
Something
want
like
your mom to be happy, but
but what do you think Drake is?
No.
Drake
She's
is
not
like
23
30.
years older than Drake. It's something I forget the math on it, but she's much older than that. She's much older because that'll make Drake and Amari Bailey too close together. She's older though.
How old is Drake, man? Is Drake my age or is he?
Yeah, Drake is like 30 something, like 30, 32.
Drake old enough to be hitting the joint.
Drake 34, bro. Drake 34.
Okay,
Amari
there you
Bailey
go.
17.
Okay,
So
there
the
you
mom's in
go.
her
Right,
40s.
so that sound about right. It's not a problem.
My Duke's about 47.
The age ain't the problem, bro. The age ain't the problem. The problem,
Yeah,
the problem is
I'd have an issue with
the
it.
problem is two things, bro. The problem is two things, bro. Drake is heartbreak Drake, man. What did you signing yourself up for? G, you about to sign yourself up for your mom. Your mom about to have a real happy 2 or 3 weeks, 2 months if you're lucky, and then he's about to be fucking Serena Williams, and then you know what I'm saying? Was that 3-4 years ago, 6-7 years ago? She's got a whole family now. You know what I'm saying? How many joints does Drake just pass off and just push off to the next list? You know what I'm saying? Then you're gonna be next week's news, man. That's one problem.
No, we're not haters. We just don't want them with our moms, bro. Like we're not hating on them, man.
G, you gotta think about it. Amari Bailey is probably going to sign a 30, 40, $50 million contract in the next 2-3 years. So plus advertisement, endorsements. So
yo, it sounds like you guys got a satchety belt for y'all moms. Like, how can y'all tell y'all moms who to date?
Actually,
y'all sound like y'all done bought y'all moms a satchety belt. Y'all got the keys. That's what I'm hearing from you guys. Y'all moms letting y'all do that. Y'all is tripping.
No.
Your mom's gonna do. Your mom's
it gets
gonna
to
do.
a point. It gets to a point in your life, right, where you kind of got to parent your parents a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
If your dad was dating Drake, if your dad was dating Nicki Minaj, then what?
No. Like
dating?
Hold on. If you want to spend a weekend with Nicki Minaj, that's fine, right? But if you want to date her long term, we gotta have a talk, Pop. Let me sit you down and talk you through.
You're tripping. You're
I ain't
tripping.
saying shit to my pops, bro.
I'm not
I
saying
am
no.
not saying
but
shit to him, bro. But you said
let
Nicki
me-
Minaj, yo. You hilarious.
Nikki, I don't know, man. I don't know.
How about Cardi B?
Yo, we definitely gotta sit down. My pop dating Cardi B. I gotta talk to him. Pop, let me holler at you. Let me show you this video she did, man. Have you not heard this song? Have you not heard this song, Pop? Like, we gotta have a talk about that for sure.
Hey, look, you like who you like and you love who you love, and I get it. But I feel like this is more of a PR move for Amari Bailey's mother. You know what I'm saying? You know, because once Drake stamp you, your profile goes up. So now your son's famous, you're famous. You know what I'm saying? You get money together. I get it. I think the whole Dodger Stadium is corny. It looked kind of staged. I see Drake looking up at the camera like, it looked kind of staged to me. I think it's a little bit of a PR move. I don't think it's real love, so it's probably nothing to worry about. But he definitely, you know what I'm saying? He definitely gonna write about her and drop her. She probably a certified lover boy. Don't be surprised if you hear a voicemail. Marvin's Room 2 or something.
Hey, yo, Dad, you gonna open the door for me? I locked myself out.
Mari's Room.
Yeah, that's terrible, bro. That's terrible.
Amari's Room. Oh no! See, that's why it's unacceptable, bro. That's why it's
2 p.m.
unacceptable,
at Sierra Canyon.
You know, we got all these memes and shit. You know what I'm saying? Nah, we can't have that, bro. We can't have that, bro. Can't have that, bro.
Dude,
All right. So I guess
see, the only acceptable thing from this point on is for Amari to just be dunking on everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like dunk face all day. If he not dunking on everybody, like I would be too, bro. You saying? You telling me that heartbreak Drake? You feel me? Out here breaking my mom's back, man. I'm not happy about it, bro. I'm not happy about it, bro.
So I think it's
I am
three
not
of us.
happy about it, bro. I'm not
So
happy
G
about it.
the only one. G the only one is going to the OVO camp.
G ready to sell his soul, man, to be in that OVO camp. Look at G. G like, what I gotta do to be OVO, man?
Right.
I gotta get my
breaking my mom's
up. I
back.
gotta give up, man.
G watched that Tootsie Slide video. Said, "No, I'm living in that house. I'll be there soon."
You feel me?
Hey, but
You a savage.
hey, we had a interesting conversation in the group chat, man. I probably not doing it as much justice about the Kool-Aid man. Scruff, did you drop that in there?
Yeah, nah, that's some real philosophical deep shit I'm about to hit y'all with today, man. It's a culture topic, man. You know, I was seeing it on Twitter, man. I'm seeing a lot of people talking about this, man, and it's been across my eyes multiple times over the last 48 hours. And we talking about the Kool-Aid man, man. You know, so it's a real question, man. The Kool-Aid man, is the Kool-Aid man the jar? Right? You see the picture, right? Demonstration. Or is he the liquid, bro? You know, and I think it's a simple question, like really, you know the Kool-Aid man, he come in there, bust the wall open, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Everybody know the Kool-Aid man, but like, is the Kool-Aid man the jar or is he the liquid, fellas? Talk to me, bro. It's a philosophical question. There's not really no wrong answer, but I'm just curious what y'all think, man. G, is he the jar or is he the liquid, bro?
Yo, am I high? Am I really reading this? Is he the jar or the liquid? I don't. Can he be? We can't be both, right? Yeah, this is what.
He can't be both.
Both. You trying to get back to Drake?
Hey, G,
I'm gonna bring this back to Drake sometime.
the Da Vinci Code.
Is like the liquid the armored suit? I'm so confused here now.
Hey, drop the image. There we go. Look, I'm gonna say he's obviously the liquid, right? He's obvious. The jar is just a body. You know what I'm saying? We all have jars. The Kool-Aid is literally the liquid. You know what I'm saying? And on a deeper level, we are not just our body. You know what I'm saying? We are our consciousness. And I think that's what they were getting at. So just being the jar, no. That's not who we are as a people. We are what's inside of us. So He's the liquid. Easy.
I feel you. I feel you, T. But I think the Kool-Aid man is once the jar meets the liquid. I don't think that the Kool-Aid man is the jar alone or is the liquid alone. But once the jar meets the liquid, he becomes the Kool-Aid man. I do believe in the the soul, all that talk. You gotta believe in it if you're in any way spiritual. But I don't believe that the soul is the flesh. You know what I mean? I don't believe that my soul is my manhood. You know what I mean? I don't think my soul has anything to do with my manhood. My soul your soul could have once upon a time been in a animal's body. It could have once upon a time been in a woman's body. It could have once upon a time been in any other body. You know, that's possible. Who knows? Who knows how the soul decides to travel? So I think the soul is a little more complicated than pinning it down to just the body. I think you become a man once your soul decides to meet the body. You become a woman once your soul decides to meet that type of body. You become a dog once your soul goes into my little dog that's sitting next to me's body. You know what I mean? So I think the Kool-Aid man is the manifestation of the Kool-Aid meeting the jar, becoming the Kool-Aid man. And that's kind of how I look at it. As far as the Kool-Aid man goes, at least. That's an interesting question.
That's a little deep. And I see where you're coming from. It's not just the one thing, right? It has to be combined, right? If you don't have a jar or some sort of body, then what is Kool-Aid? You know what I'm saying? It has to exist within something, right?
Right. There's a vessel, right? These bodies that we're in, you know what I mean? Sure, you have a soul inside of it. Your soul is somewhere in it or it's somewhere controlling it. But at the end of the day, your soul and your existential being is what built your physical manifestation, right? So this physical manifestation wouldn't be existing without your soul. Now, is it true vice versa? That's up for debate as well. But one thing for certain that I know for a fact from my own life experiences is that this body that you see that you created this for yourself. Is the doing of your soul. But it would not be you if the soul did not meet the body. Same with the Kool-Aid man. If the Kool-Aid did not meet the jar, there would be no Kool-Aid man. It might just be Kool-Aid. You know what I mean? And come on, man. How the Kool-Aid man gonna bust through the wall talking about some? What he say again? Oh yeah. How you say, you don't got a body. You can't get through. What he gonna slide under the door? The liquid just going finesse through the cracks in the windows.
Bro. He only becomes the Kool-Aid man, bro, when the juice goes into the pitcher. See, that's the thing, bro. That's the key. If you said it was the jar, then you missed it. You missed it on so many levels, bro. Because like you said, the soul is obviously it's like the soul and the body, right? I feel you on that, right? Like the jar is like our body. Without our souls. What is it? It's an empty body that goes in the casket. You know what I'm saying? It's donezo. But like juice, bro, the jar, Kool-Aid, bro, transforms a regular jar. You add the Kool-Aid, you add the water, and you add the sugar, and it becomes the Kool-Aid man. It becomes something greater than what it was. The sum of the parts.
So these things supposed to come and break my fucking wall? Fuck the Kool-Aid man then.
Yeah, bro. That's how you know shit about to get. You want shit jumping? You want shit to get cracking? You want your TV? You want your whole living room to be, a party? Then you get your regular pitcher and you throw the Kool-Aid in with the right amount of sugar and you got a party, brother.
No,
that's the Kool-Aid man. That's what they were selling. They don't sell pitchers, bro. They sell Kool-Aid. So
what you have is diabetes. That's what you have.
Yeah.
Kool-Aid man is single-handedly responsible for high blood sugar in the hood. All right. So I don't know if he's the body or the jar, but what I can tell you is he's not a hero. He's not this fun, lovable guy. All right. You know what I'm saying? You think it's fun and games to your doctor, like, yeah, man, you got to cut off your leg.
We used to put so much sugar in the Kool-Aid, you couldn't even tell what flavor it was. Every flavor tastes the same once you add a certain amount of sugar. The red tastes like the purple. The purple tastes like the tropical punch, man. You had a certain amount of, everybody was loading that thing up with sugar, bro. And you want to know what it's not the Kool-Aid or the jar. It's the sugar, man. It's the sugar.
Hey, facts. It is the sugar. Kool-Aid get kids their first addiction. You know what I'm saying? Now, once they drink Kool-Aid, they'll never go back to water. They'll never.
What was y'all? Keep it a buck, man. What was y'all's favorite flavor of Kool-Aid, man? Come on, I gotta know.
Bro, the light blue, bro. Like the light
Yeah.
blue.
Yeah, that blue was fire. That blue was
The
fire.
tropical punch one.
Yeah.
Nah, the tropical punch was the red. It was actually red. It came in a blue pack,
Red.
but it was red.
It came in a blue pack, but
The
it turned
tropical
red.
punch was my favorite one. The tropical
I'm
punch
talking
was my
about
favorite
the one that was actually blue, like light blue.
Yeah, nah. All right, Dark Sage.
They
What
all
up, man?
bomb.
Shoot.
You know what? Everyone except purple.
Oh, you tripping?
Nah,
That
purple good.
Kool-Aid.
Nah, you
Nah,
tripping.
everyone except purple.
Great Kool-Aid, bro.
No, bro. There's no good purple drinks.
Bro,
It's like
nah,
Lil Wayne
said.
that great
Why?
Kool-Aid used to smack. You had to put an extra sugar in the grape, though. You had to put
That's
the
what I
extra
mean.
sugar in the grape. But nah, the tropical punch, the blue pack that turned red was definitely the best one. But then, I don't know how much of a Kool-Aid connoisseur y'all were, but they dropped that black cherry Kool-Aid at one point. Woo.
Oh.
That black cherry Kool-Aid used to hit, boy.
Nah, you're supposed to just mix the packs, man. You're supposed to just, you know what I'm saying? You be in that thing. Now that I think about it, man, the Kool-Aid, man, is responsible for a lot more than diabetes. He's responsible for the crack era. Now I'm really thinking, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm getting deep. When you really making that Kool-Aid,
that's the first place you learn how to whip that thing up, huh? Yeah, you ain't lying, bro.
the
Kool-Aid,
government
man, just took our lives
Kool-Aid
away.
into your hood to destroy you.
Hey, shout out 39 Division. We was mixing up the Kool-Aid with the fruit. We had that thing popping.
Kool-Aid got ruined when they came out with the Kool-Aid jammers, though. Them Jones was awful, bro.
No. Them jammers, bro. When you chill them.
Maybe I never chilled on enough, man. I never liked them jammers, man.
I was a Capri Sun guy, but
yeah, I never rocked with them jammers, bro. I felt like once the jammers came out, into the Kool-Aid game for me, man.
I feel that though.
You ever put the Kool-Aid in the ice tray though?
Yeah. Come on, man.
Put that Kool-Aid in the ice tray, man. That's a popsicle before popsicle.
Bro, with the
Kool-Aid popsicle.
Yeah,
I was about to say that, bro. With the toothpick, bro. That's the OG popsicles, bro.
We got a question. We got a question from my guy Dark Sage, man. It's a little long-winded, but you know, we give answers on this show.
We here for the people.
So I'm in the minority that actually is happy to have the Suns and Bucks in the finals. I understand from a money and marketing point of view, the NBA, MLB, NFL, and others want large market teams because of the value and revenue they generate. My question is, why is there so many fans in the NBA who are against the Suns and Bucks? Is it really that bad to buck the trend of always having large market teams representing in the finals? Absolutely not, Dark Sage. I couldn't agree with you more, man. We need these teams to make these runs in the finals. Matter of fact, when our folks were coming up watching the NBA, these type of teams were always in the finals. I mean, it was always a random city getting it in. They were usually going up against a powerhouse, but these teams would make it all the time. I mean, we spoke about the Jazz just a couple of weeks ago, how they were in the finals. You know, like these days it just doesn't happen as much because it seems like the big markets get the big players. But what do you guys think, man? Don't you guys think this is needed for the NBA? I think it is.
I think from an economic standpoint, they need it. You're right. The NBA needs it. But I mean, from a fan standpoint, I mean, I don't think you don't need big markets from a standpoint. As long as you got exciting basketball and enough superstar talent to make the fans happy, I'm happy. So I'm good with it.
I don't even really think the issue with the Bucks and the Suns is a small market versus big market, because I really think this comes down to the NBA is a player-driven league. A lot of NBA fans, they travel with their favorite players. They don't really stick to a team. So the Suns don't have a lot of the guys' favorite players. You know what I'm saying? The Bucks don't really have a lot of the NBA's favorite players. I mean, there's definitely Giannis fans, but I've never seen a Giannis jersey. I've never seen a Booker jersey. CP3, a lot of people don't even like him. You know, you see him on State Farm, but I think that's what it comes down to. But it is good for the NBA from the standpoint of now the Suns, the Bucks were always good. Now the Suns market, right, their basketball market will grow a little bit. But overall, people want to see what they feel like is the best. So they want to see the big names, their favorite players go against their favorite players. I like good basketball personally, but I understand the casual fan just wanting to see your guy, and typically your guy's on a big market team, especially in this big three era.
Yeah, good point. Good point. This big three era has thrown it all off. What do you think about that one, G?
It's just like what these two guys said earlier. Is just a lot of your favorite players on these teams, and like you seen Devin Booker for the first time in a big stage. Like we all seen Chris Paul's in the commercials. Giannis has been a league MVP. So it's just like it's more about the market size, and it's great for the NBA because now you put in sustains in the league where like any market could get this kind of money. You're
Right.
exposing these small cities.
I think it's great for the game of basketball because there was a time when I felt like, man, only maybe three teams could win it all. Only
Yeah,
two
it used to
teams
be
could
way
win
too
it all.
predictable. It was way too predictable, man. We were talking about that at the beginning of the season. This is the best.
Bro,
This is the
a
best
couple
possible
seasons
thing.
ago where we were going through this, bro. Like literally, we would start the season and be like, people would be like, "Oh man, like we already know who's gonna win it now." Like,
and what's
before
crazy
the
is
season
right.
even started.
The fans can complain and complain and complain, right? But this has been one of the most watchable playoffs that we've seen.
Well, you know what? That brings up a great point, T. And Dark Sage continued on with his point. Said, look at baseball, for example. They have had many instances where teams in small markets played each other in the World Series. And they were among some of the highest drawing World Series of all time. Hey, excellent point, Dark Sage. Excellent point, man. Excellent question. Matter of fact, question was so good, Dark Sage. Jump in the gas DMs, man. At GoodAssSports, we're gonna get you a nice little gas package equipped with a gas band and a gas dad hat, man. You deserve it for that good question. And anybody else watching, man, you contribute to the show. We contribute to you with some gas gear. So, hey, man, hell of a show today, fellas. I think we hit some real good points, man. I think this was a strong episode. Y'all know how to find us at GoodAssSports. We're not too hard to find, man. Sponsored by Manscaped. We everywhere. Podcast is sold. If you don't got the Gas app, you're loafing. All you gotta do is type in Gas Sports Network on the search. Apple Store, Google Play Store, man. What I say in the promo, it's easy as pie, man. T Boogie, man. Did I leave anything out, bro?
I don't know, man, but follow your favorite gas panelists on Twitter, especially on Twitter. We're more active on Twitter, IG, wherever. That's the big one for me. Get your Manscaped. I usually have my Manscaped up here. I reach for it, but I had to go to Mexico with it. So, that's the value in it. But yeah, that's all I got, man.
Hey, man. Well, y'all know how we close each and every show. Sports for the culture.
Sports for the culture.